Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about how to use Digisign. So I am already logged into Skyslope, and then here in the lower right you will find Digisign, digital signature. So you will click on that. And this is also where you'll find templates, by the way. So if you're going to do a CDA or a Rogi disclosure or an already existing template, that's where you'd find it. But we are going to be discussing how to upload and sign a document. So we go back to completed. We're going to hit new envelope, that green button in the upper right. And if you have a transaction already created in Skyslope, you can actually link it to that file. If you haven't created one, like if it's a sales contract or whatnot, you can hit no property. For this one, I'm going to use no property because I have not created a file for that transaction yet. And then this is where you would upload the document. So you would click on that. Now, I already had this document downloaded from Form Simplicity in the MLS, so I had already filled it out, at least my end of it, and then downloaded it, and then it is featured in my download section of my computer, addendum to contract. And once that is there, and by the way, you can upload multiple documents if you wish, you would hit next. So this is where you would create the signing list. If you are going to be one of the signers, you can actually check this box that says me, but in this case, I'm going to get my buyers to sign it. So I'm going to just fill in some information here. And by the way, if it is a contact that you have already sent information to through via Digisign, or if you have a transaction that was already created and you put their contact information in there, it might already auto-populate as you type in their name. So I'm going to assign the role. So this is the buyer, but by the way, if it's another party involved, like the agent on the other side of the transaction or the title company or the seller, you would just assign that role appropriately. But this is going to my buyers, so purchaser, tenant, needs to sign. And let's just say there's two buyers, so I would do new recipient again. And again, if this is a contact that you have sent documents to in the past, or if you have an already existing transaction and they have their contact information in there, it might auto-populate as you type in their name. And the role, the purchaser, needs to sign. Now let's just say you want to have this document immediately sent to another party. And you don't want to have to sit around and wait for the document to be signed and to download it and then upload it in an email and then send it. You can actually add a recipient. Let's just say it's going to a lender. So it has the information in there. And I want to actually have it automatically send to the lender once it is fully signed by the required parties. So I can actually create receives a copy. And save. So once these two buyers have signed it, I can actually have it automatically sent to the lender or the title company or the agent on the other side of the transaction, and it can definitely save you some time. So once I have my signing order created, you would hit next. And this is where you would drag the appropriate fields for signing. So on this document, it requires signatures, so signature. And then there's the first buyer, and a date right there. And then for the second buyer, I would drag it right there and then drop down here the second buyer on the signing order and date signed as well. The same thing applies for initials, so you can